Exhibit A, Exhibit B, and Exhibit C. Let's make some soap. First, we'll need a measuring cup of at least 200 milliliters, and you'll need a reusable container or bottle. I prefer the sprays in this case. You will also need some citric acid. You will also need lemongrass oil or any oil of your choice. You need baking soda. You need some sodium glucoside. You also need some potassium sorbate. And last but not least, you'll need some distilled water. The first step is to fill your measuring cup with clear and distilled water. This leaves the water pure with 0 impurities. It will not interfere with the soap making process. And take your cup, take your bottle, and fill your container with the cup as much as you can. So what you should see is about a quarter of the bottom of the bottle filled. You also need a teaspoon. Take your teaspoon and some baking soda to start with, and you want about 1 full teaspoon of baking soda, and you can just plop that right in. The other point in doing it this way, in this manner, is to also avoid reactions, so nothing blows up in your face or anything. Cheap, easy, and let's go to the next step. Take your citric acid. You just need half a teaspoon for this. And generally no more than that. Citric acid can be highly reactive, as it already is. You can probably hear that. Some carbonation there. Next, I'm going to take your decyl glucoside or lactolate, and you want 2 full teaspoons of this. This will also reduce any overreaction you might get from the citric acid and some sodium bicarbonate. This also it keeps the solution more sterile, as well as more comfortable to use on your skin. It's kind of like baby shampoo in a way. Very natural and non-toxic. Alright. We're getting there. Take your potassium sorbate, which will be used to not only sterile, but also keep the, also preserve the ingredients to a minimum, and also keep the bacteria levels to a minimum, and any other potentially pathogenic organisms. So we'll take a teaspoon, full teaspoon. We'll throw that in there. These are just very basic ratios too. You don't have to be very specific. And then another whole teaspoon. And again, this keeps everything preserved and in a state of neutrality. Although this solution will be slightly more acidic in its nature. That's just natural, that's fine. Next you will need some oil. I'm using lemongrass oil in this case. Concentrated and distilled. And you'll need approximately 5 to 10 drops. Now this is all the preference too. How strong the smell you want, lingering odors, all that good stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Put a bit extra in there because I like the lingering odors of this solution, personally. Alright. Last thing you need to do is take your cup again, and you want to fill it about halfway this time. Put your solution aside and take your purified distilled water about halfway to the cup. Doesn't have to be perfect. Wow, look at the reactions occurring already. You can see how everything is separated from the bottom to the midsection to the top. So I want to be very gentle pouring this in so I don't cause a serious reaction here. I'm going to slowly pour a solution to the soap container. And there we have it. Nice screw on the nozzle. I give it not an abrupt shake, but I want to give it some good shakes. And what you should see is, well, a lot of soap. A lot of soap and more separation. Once you leave this in the fridge to settle or wherever, the separation will reduce significantly. And what you should see at the end is no particles, no macro materials floating around. It should all be mixed and 99% ready to go. That's pretty much ready to go. Cool. That's our soap. Alright, so here's our completed product. I would let this sit for a bit longer so that it settles, but I just want to show you what it kind of looks like and what you should expect when your soap is ready. So here I have some cup of water, and I'll throw some sprays in there. Looks very soapy. Ready to be cleaned. So that's essentially what it should look like. Just soap. Perfect.